Hey guys, what's up? Thanks for joining me for this video today. My name is Leanne. Welcome to my channel, In the Garden Again. In this video, I am going to reveal to you a hard lesson that I had to learn. So I'm going to explain to you an experiment that ended up failing. Now, I was going to have this video be how to heat a greenhouse, and the greenhouse is not working out. So we're actually going to completely redo it, but I still wanted to explain this experiment and what I did. These methods should work, but because of the greenhouse is set up in such a bad way, it didn't. So I will try to have a better video up eventually of how to keep a greenhouse a little bit warmer on nights that get really cold. But for now, I'm just gonna show you guys what I did and that the greenhouse needs to be redone real bad and how I plan to redo it.
I am going to start a small compost pile on the back end of this box.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a good layer of these wood chips first. Then I'll get the chicken compost, which is just basically everything that I raked into their yard or threw into their yard to have them scratch at and break down further. I toss some kitchen scraps almost every single day. So I'm going to just accumulate all of that, get it out of their yard and clean it up a little bit and put that in the middle of the wood chips and kind of sandwich it together with the wood chips. Since it's higher nitrogen in the chicken manure, I feel like it might help for it to be in the middle. It's going to get all mixed up eventually anyway, so I don't know if it really matters. But that's just the way I'm going to do it. So if you wanted to copy what I did, if you want to watch this video. Also, I don't know if you know this hack. I learned this like a year or so after I started YouTubing, that you can put all the videos on double speed if you didn't want to take the time to listen to the whole video. I totally understand, like, time is super important and sometimes you just don't have the time to like learn all the things that you want to learn about. So if you want to put this video on double speed, you can do that. It's the little gear icon in the bottom corner of the video. You can put me on double speed. I don't know if it counts the watch time for me in the video, but if it saves you some time where you can do more valuable things with your time because of speeding me up, do it.
This is about how much I got from the chickens. I just scraped the poop out of their coop and along came some pine needles and leaves with it, so I don't think it'll be a big deal, especially if I'm adding coffee grounds to it every day for a little while. I think there'll be enough nitrogen. So if you fill buckets or any larger container that you have with water and have them in your greenhouse, it's supposed to help hold heat and keep your greenhouse warm throughout the night. I'm gonna patch this up really quick. I wrapped some insect netting around this part of the cattle panel so that wouldn't happen again. And let me show you the pile that I made on the other end. Okay, you can see it from inside too. So it is on the edge right here. Most of it is inside the greenhouse. I do have some of it out here. I'm not sure if this is the best way of how to do this, but I'm just kind of experimenting here. I might try to lay it in a way that looks a little bit better, but this is just what I did so far. This window is always open, so I might try to figure out a way of how to keep this like flap flush, because it does have plastic over this insect netting. But my goal here is to just keep the greenhouse a little warmer. Let's see. There's the thermometer right there. Can we see?
Actually getting over being sick. I'm really excited, guys. So I don't really share a lot about this, but I'm realizing that the information is on Facebook. So if somebody really wanted to find this out about me, they could. So there's really no point in hiding it on YouTube. That my husband's in the military and he's coming home today. I'm so excited. But let me show you the greenhouse. This greenhouse is not really holding up in the wind at all. I have these bricks here It needs to have bricks like this high, literally the entire length of it to hold it fully down. And I don't really have that many bricks unless I took this apart. So we are going to take this down. The 3 kettle panels that make up the supports for this greenhouse, I'm going to move, and we are going to combine them with these 2. We'll have them spread out by like a foot so that there's not much of a gap between each cattle panel. But we're going to move it to be over this area right here. I have half of mine to move that brick over here so that I have like a little front patio in front of this greenhouse. That might be kind of cute. But because that's not cemented in or anything, it's just sitting right on the dirt. We're gonna move it in front of here. I think having all 5 cattle panels that I have as over like part of this will make it a lot better, a lot sturdier, and just overall better. So far, this greenhouse, the way it is keeping it warm enough for these to be thriving. I've got lettuce in there too. But it says, you probably can't read that very well from here, but it says that it's like just under 50 degrees in there, which it's not really cold right now. I think it just got to freezing last night. I was trying to do this experiment in the garden with the greenhouse where I was trying to find ways to keep it warm, and I was going to title the video like how to heat a greenhouse, how to heat a cattle panel greenhouse, something like that. And I'm gonna change it. Obviously, if you're watching this video, you see that the title is different. But it's not that these methods that I tried to do didn't work. It's that this greenhouse was not built the best way. And you know, I could just wait to share until I do the next build, but I wanted to share this process because I don't want you guys to think that I have it all figured out all the time. Not that you necessarily do think that, but just in case. Sometimes you don't really learn lessons until you give it a go and try out your plan. And this is one of those instances where I tried out an experiment, or I tried to make something and I don't end up liking the way it is. And instead of just dealing with it being crappy, we're gonna redo it and make it better. Another reason I wanna move it is because I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier. This is not the best spot for sunlight. Back here, there are these huge trees that shade. This area will get much better sunlight. My plan is to plant zucchini directly in the ground here.
Wait, I want to go in your shirt and be nice and warm.
Oh, why don't you go get a jacket on?
No, I want to go in your shirt.
My shirt's not big enough. We're gonna plant a couple different types of squash in here and zucchini. I think it's gonna be so pretty. We're gonna have the plastic over it so that we could start it early in the end of the winter, beginning of the spring. Probably not gonna start it until March still, but I want to give it a couple of weeks to get ahead of the bugs. There's this bug in the south called the squash vine borer moth that lays its eggs at the base of squash plants. And the egg hatches and the worm burrows into the stalk of the plant and eats it from the inside, cuts off the nutrition to the plant and kills the plant. And you could use BT on it, but unless you get it at just the right time, you spray your plant with the BT just at the right time, it's not going to help. Because the worm is only on the outside for so long before it's inside it. You can't do anything about it once it's inside unless you want to cut the plant open. And in my experience, that doesn't really work very well ever. It's usually because I'm at the point of being frustrated and I hack open the plant and ruin it. I'm really hoping that this project works out, and I hope you guys will be interested in seeing how the progress comes. So thanks for watching, and if you guys need a friend to learn how to garden with, I'm your girl. Happy gardening. Bye.